Hey, I'm Anthony, the sous chef over here at Vernon's Speakeasy, and today we're going to be talking about some mushrooms and how to cook them up, treat them properly, what pairs really nicely, and what we do here at the restaurant. This guy right here is a Pio Pinot, and it's younger. You can tell because it hasn't really flourished out yet. Basically, the under the cap here will come out and it'll kind of burst and give these white lines when they're fully matured. For our purpose at the restaurant, we needed something that was a little bit more durable, so he harvested them early, and now they have some more texture. They can stand up on their own. So Pio Pinot, really delicious mushroom. You can eat the stem; it's very meaty. Next we got the golden oyster, really psychedelic looking mushroom. If you take these home, your mom will probably hit you or something, thinking that you're experimenting with some mushrooms. These are very mild in flavor. The volume is quite low, but they're again meaty in texture when they're cooked up. This is a lion's mane. This one has been by far one of the coolest looking and filling mushrooms. Sometimes he gets them in. Like right now we have one that's like a 5-pound mushroom. Really alien looking. Some of my staff say it looks like a brain. It's got some really good health properties for lion's mane. Consuming lion's mane, dehydrating it, turning it into a powder and eating it that way. So I think mushrooms are starting to kind of gain popularity as far as being dehydrated, similar to turkey tail, where they have anti-aging, anti-dementia properties. It gets really crazy. And these guys are a hybrid of the oyster and king trumpet. So these guys are going to be similar flavor as the Pio Pinot as far as earthiness, but meatier in texture. Definitely the meatiest out of these other three. The best way to approach any of these mushrooms, except for the lion's mane and we'll say the Pio Pinot, you want to tear them apart. You don't ever really want to take your knife directly to this. For some reason, it speeds up the pace at which they rot, and not the good kind of mycelium rotting. So, and they're really easy. I guess you approach the front oyster part, right? This is why it's called the oyster mushroom. And you just pull it. Really simple. I like to pull them about to that thickness. They just cook better. The whole mushroom is edible as well, so when you get to these funky looking pieces, you just tear them apart. These guys, again, you just pull them. The base here gets a little too much, so we can just take that off. But these guys look really cool when they're all sauteed up. We also have a pink variety that did not make it. I'm not sure how they do well in the winter. These guys, that's it. You just take that stem off. Lion's mane's really nice because it's been compared to crab. So crab meat, you can leave it nice and chunky. And this is pretty much the easiest way to prepare mushrooms. Break them apart, give them a couple slices for the lion's mane. It really, they stand up on their own. You don't want to, I personally wouldn't marinate these in anything. One of the best things you could pair it with would be thyme. Thyme is earthy, floral. It's just good. Thyme is just really good. And in this application, it's similar to pairing wine with food. If you have a really good wine with let's say a Sauvignon Blanc with a scallop, until you have that pairing, I don't think you'll experience that kind of foodgasm that most people describe, or why people even pair things, and mushrooms and thyme are one of those. At the restaurant, we hit it with a little bit of truffle oil, white truffle oil, which is another mushroom. I can never resist to not smell this. It's just pungent, very pungent. I mean, delicious. If anyone's ever had white truffle oil, like a mac and cheese, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is how we get everything going. For thyme, if you're not familiar with working with thyme, there's one really cool trick that I've learned working in hotels. When you need a big batch of thyme, maybe like more than a cup, you take thyme, put it in a tray, stick it in the freezer, and when it comes out of the freezer, you can just hit it and it all falls off. So if you guys want little thyme tricks, stick this bad boy in the freezer for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, until it's cold, not frozen, and it should just shake right off. But if you don't have that kind of time, you just pull it right off against the flour. All right, so now that we got these all prepared, ready to go, we got some time here. Let's head over to the kitchen and let's get these cooked up. We're gonna go through the temperature first of the pan. The pan needs to be smoking hot. I've already kind of preheated this pan. I'm gonna kick up the flame here. It's really important to heat up your pan before adding oil. Metal is really porous, so that's called the smoke point. And I'm using a canola olive oil blend. Has a higher smoke point, and I just kind of swirl that oil in there, treat it similar to what you would do with a wok. In this case, I know that lion's mane likes to absorb oil, and that's what I'm going to start with. Searing that lion's mane, slice face down, we'll say, so we get that nice golden brown color. Immediately gets a sear going, which is nice. That's what I want to see. It absorbed all that oil, so I'm going to hit it again. And now we can go straight in with the rest of our mushrooms. And I can't stress enough the hot pan. So even some of my guys will try and saute some mushrooms, and I'll look over at that pan and I can just tell it's nowhere near as hot as it should be. I can hit it with a little bit of chili flake so it gets toasted as well. And from here, I can add some more oil as needed. Pan is just a little bit on the hotter end, so I'm going to take it off the heat. Let that cool off for a second. They've already kind of wilted down, but they haven't lost their texture. They haven't turned gray and like crazy mushy. And about here, since the moisture is already starting to be released, that's when I add salt. Salt, a couple knobs of butter. I can kill the heat from here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my thyme. I don't want that thyme to be toasty. I just want to open it up. Hear that popping? Beautiful. Those are those thyme florets just opening up. Let it rest, let that thyme do its thing. So if you guys want to see some more content like this, go ahead and leave a comment down below, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up.